Welcome back to Train Your Slut. This is Dom King. It's good to be back. Set up at home now, so hopefully I can give more of myself as we move forward into this thing. I'm not gonna make promises like I did last time because I broke some of them promises. And to anybody who was engaged with me, on the outset of this, I apologize. But here I am. I'm ready to go, and I want to start talking more with y'all, yo. There's been some stuff going on in the news right now, in the sexual news, so I figured today was a good day to get into it. We're talking about Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion and the performance of Wet Ass Pussy at the Grammys, and I mean, listen, yo, I'm not a hypocrite. My show is called Train Your Slut, right? I talk about sex, sexuality. I own and run an adult-based business here in Las Vegas, Nevada, But I think the key difference, and I think the point that a lot of people are missing, because what I'm watching right now on the internet is, the classic super liberals versus the classic super right, I don't, anybody that knows me knows that I don't align myself with any of that bullshit. I'm a free thinker and my thoughts are my own. And, but when I'm only seeing two black and white sides of this coin, the people who are absolutely repulsed by it on the right side, and the people who masquerade it as some sort of form of women's liberation on the left side. And I'll just tell everybody that both of those motherfuckers is wrong. There's layers and layers and layers to this shit, and I wanted to get on and break it down for however long that takes. I think this will probably be a Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion Grammy exclusive episode. So let's talk about it. I want you to think about this. Let's take it out of the Grammys and let's talk about the Oscars. And let's pretend you have a 8-year-old child who is a film buff and aspiring to maybe be in the movie business, right? His hopes and dreams are to be in the movies, and you guys are watching Oscar night. It's a family night. You got your popcorn, you got your drinks, you're sitting around, and then all of a sudden there's just a repulsive scene that they decide to show of American Me, rape scene, where, he's raping her in the ass out of prison. He's out of prison, but he still decides to rape his woman in the ass. If anybody knows that scene, it's pretty brutal. There's no actual nudity in it, right? It's all implied. So I think that's why it's maybe a good example. It's all implied, but he basically, she's giving him the pussy and he decides to rape her prison style in the ass, even though she's willingly making love to him because she loves him. And then he just takes it, right? It's a pretty brutal scene, and it's a scene that you would never want your child to watch. That's basically what happened the other night at the Grammys. I didn't watch it, right? I didn't even know that they were going to perform this shit. It was actually kind of shocking to me when I woke up on Monday morning and I saw that Wet Ass Pussy was performed live at the Grammys. I was a little bit shocked. I guess I shouldn't be shocked in today's society that is what happened. And you know what? Listen, I'm not mad at the existence of the song. I don't think it's a good song. There's a lot more sexual songs out there that are better than that, I think. I'm not mad at the existence of it, but let's not dress shit up, people. It's bullshit, right? Let's not dress it up. We know who Cardi and Meg's audience are. We know whose audience they are. Now, Cardi B has already established herself, right? When you're established like Cardi and Meg are, you can make just about whatever music you want, and the people who already follow or are into you will probably start to align with the thoughts and the things that you project in those songs. So, in essence, there is some responsibility that should be taken upon people in their position. Right? Now, if you want to make songs like that, it's totally okay. But why can't we move that shit to adult shit where adult shit belongs? This is my problem with it. My problem with it is that adult shit belongs in adult places. Right? If you want to find porn, you have to go to an adult place to find it. Before the internet, you would have to go to an adult store, walk into a building, show your ID, get the porn, watch it. Yes, obviously kids still get a hold of that, but at least they're trying to get it. It's not being shoved in the face. That's the problem, right? Me and Brooklyn, we have a big launch coming this year where we're putting out adult content. She's releasing a video that will far supersede the sexuality of WAP, but we're not putting it, this isn't done by a record label. We're putting it in a private place where only adults can get to it, and it's adult entertainment. That's not what happened at the Grammys, right? So if you have a little girl or a little boy and they love music and they find out that, Bruno Mars is going to be on, or Her is going to be on, or they're going to do a tribute to, I didn't watch the Grammys, but they're going to do a tribute to Michael Jackson or some shit, right? And you're all watching the Grammys as a family. Like, am I supposed to kick my kids out of the room because WAP comes the fuck on? Like, get the fuck out of here. We know what's going on, right? Plus, it's just a bad look. It's a bad look. There's a lot of things that you could do and be better. And then I saw some screenshots of the performance where, like, one of them was basically squatting over the other one's face. I have no problem with content like this, but you're putting it in public places, and you know who you're influencing. You can't masquerade this shit as sexual liberation. This is not sexual liberation. Sexual liberation comes with education. Any form of liberation is tied directly to some sort of education to gain that liberation. And that is not what's happening here, people, right? Like, we basically just saw two women squatting over each other's face. What do you think's going to happen with the sleepover now? Seriously. I mean, not that shit don't happen at the sleepover before, but come on, it's probably going to, you know what you're doing. It's a bad look, yo. It's a bad look. Now, we can take it another level deeper and just be like, yo, okay, beyond it just being a bad look for music, for shit like that, it's also a bad look for black. Think about all the white people in the crowd, all the other people who are from the other genres of music, who are there for their award and to see their genre do their thing, right? And you think about all these, these stuffy white people from all these different parts of the industry. And now you made them sit through this motherfucking bullshit, right? Confirming all of the little racial biases that they have in their head about black people's sexuality, how the black woman is nothing but a harlot and sexualized, and that's just what they do. So now you're confirming the things that they have in their head about you already, making it worse. Do you not see the layers to this shit, people? Especially those on that left side, liberal side. Women can do what they want. They're free. This is a sexual freedom song. You should control your kids. No. Yeah, I can control my kids if they watch Cardi B or if they listen to Cardi B up to an extent. I don't think anybody's controlling what their 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old is listening to. No one controlled me at that age by that time, for sure. Yes, I listened to 2 Live Crew. Yes, I listened to NWA. Yes, I was exposed to a whole bunch of things that I probably shouldn't have been at the age that I was. That don't make it motherfucking right. That don't mean we can't change. That don't mean we can't be better about the way we place our sexuality. But let's stop masquerading that shit as sexual liberation. It's not sexual liberation because they're not being responsible with it. Sexual liberation that's probably the first step, is being responsible. I think sexual liberation comes in a lot of forms, a lot of shapes, and I'm not one to try to place all of the definitions on all of that, right? I'm flying by the seat of my pants with everybody else, because I think we all are. None of us have been too educated on any of this shit. But I know what looks right. And I'm allowed to call out foolishness when I fucking see it. It's foolish. It's stupid. It's not even good. And we all know that it's clearly marketed to a particular demographic. Yeah, sure. I'm sure there's some 30-year-old women who listen to Cardi B. Sure, I'm sure there's some mid-20s, a lot of mid-20s girls and stuff like that who listen to Cardi B. But the biggest consumer of music in the modern world is going to be your teenagers, 12 and up. Right? And this is the Grammys. It's a public event on a nationally, on one of the main three channels. Remember back in the day when there used to be 3 channels? That's what they show the Grammys on. This shit ain't even on a cable channel. It's directly there. And if we're watching the Grammys for some other reason, to maybe watch some other fucking artist win or some other genre that we're into, and then this is the shit that we gotta fucking see. I mean, that shit was modern day fucking Man 10 and Sleep and Eat to me. That shit was bamboozled at the highest motherfucking degree. All the stereotypes are there. I'm not against the ladies being sexual. I'm the biggest advocate of that. But I'm the biggest advocate as adults. And even when I say adults, man, like, I'm sorry, yo. Sexual liberation isn't a thing that happens at 18 years old, yo. That's called sexual exploration. Exploration and liberation are 2 different paths. One is the beginning, and the other one is the where you should end. You should end in the sexual liberation. No one really starts there, right? So even if we talk about, okay, we know it's absolutely not cool for children between the ages of 12 and 18 to even be exposed to this music, right? Like, we know that's not cool, right? We know what's going to happen, but it's still not cool. It's not good. But let's go farther than that. Let's go 18 to 25. 18 to 25, those are still probably no places to be sexually liberated. These are your early sexual years where you're sexual exploring. You're finding out what's right and wrong for you. You're finding out what you like and what you don't like. You're being treated certain ways. You're figuring out how you like to be treated, how you like to treat others. I think a lot of people think that. I think a lot of people have the sexual journey backwards, in my opinion, and in my life and my family, and the way that I will teach it moving forward, is that your younger sexual years, you need to be more careful. And sexual liberation comes with age and time and maturity to really know what you want. There's things that, this goes to all things in life. There's things that you look back on that you thought you wanted when you were 18, which are fucking stupid and bullshit now, right? Well, that still happens. That same jewel applies to sexuality. There's things that you might thought you liked or wanted when you're young, and then you grow and figure out that shit was some bullshit, right? Like I've seen, for instance, I've been around, young people, or like a young gay person, for instance, who, when they were finding out their, when they first found out their sexuality was trying to express their homosexuality, you can see them, and they're acting like a woman, and they're dressing in a certain way, and it's just obnoxious, right? The way that they're expressing. But then maybe once that person grows a little bit, then they just act like a normal dude, and then they just like other dudes, and they go about their business, and they realize that acting that certain way when they were younger was the wrong way to express their sexuality. And that goes for all sexuality, right? That goes for men and women and everything in between, and all the forms of exploration and sex, right? The things that I used to think I liked and wanted are far different now than they were then. And that should be something that we hold more important and try to train and let children know as they grow into sexuality, that they do need to try to protect it a little bit more and a little bit better. Or else maybe when you get to the backside, you don't really see the liberation, you know. I think what I've seen from my experiences is that a lot of people are really, really sexually active in their young years, you know, do a lot, and then they get more conservative in the later years. And then that's the type of shit that can lead to issues. Like you know out there that there's a 40-year-old wife who's been married for maybe 5 or 10 years, and maybe in her 20s she was getting her back blown out by every dude there was, sexual freak, threesomes, orgies, all that shit. Right now she done been there, done that, and she has a man at home who wants to explore some shit, and now she don't want to explore shit because then she done fucking put the cookie up, and she just likes to lay back and get some missionary and call it a day. But that man, he might be growing. He might want an adventure now. He might want to do some things that he's never done. And now she done ran through all her experiences early. She's over it. And she wants to be a boring housewife now. Right? Why not do that opposite? Why does our culture accept young, free sexuality? But if you start to get a little bit older, they say, oh, why she dressed like that? She too old to dress like that. No, she's probably finding herself. And I know that that's what Cardi B is hiding behind too, that she's growing her into her bullshit. She was bullshit. Cardi B's always been like this. So there ain't no growth in Cardi B. Stop masquerading the shit as sexual liberation. That's my fucking problem with it. It's a bad look. That's not what sexual liberation looks like. Sexual liberation is maturity. Calculated moves. Making sure that your partners are the right partners. Exploring together as a couple in oneness. That's sexual liberation. Doing adult things around other adults and not shoving this in people's faces that may or may not want to fucking see it. You feel me? I'm just seeing the masquerade, yo. And then on the other side, again, let's go back to the right wing and how disgusted they are by this shit. And you see how they're demonizing Meg and Cardi B. Well, man, Meg and Cardi B did it to their fucking self, yo. All they did was confirm in the minds of all these bigots and racists that that's what we are. And then you just proved it. Good fucking job. Adult content should be sought out. It should be in a place where adults can find it. And kids have to find it if they're gonna. Obviously, a kid can just say Pornhub.com and then they're there. Sure, right? However, y'all wouldn't be cool if Pornhub.com commercial came on in the middle of Disney Junior, would you? Would you be cool with that? Or would that be sexual liberation? Shut the fuck up. It's the same fucking shit. Adult content should be where adult content need to be. I'm not against adult content. In fact, why didn't Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, why don't they just go the whole fucking way, get butt naked in the video, pop the pussy open, everyone will love it, put that shit on fucking OnlyFans, charge $25 for the video, have a great day. Get off of the stage of the Grammys. Let's keep that type of shit where I can have my baby sitting next to me and we can enjoy good, well-rounded music from all genres and celebrate the arts like it's supposed to be. Okay? I'm not going to get into the Grammy wormhole and what I think about music and all of that. But let's call it what it is. Like I said, let's go to the Oscars, go to whatever shit. Let's make sure that we don't put no shit like that in the middle of shows like that. Okay? Here's the thing. When you go to the Oscars, movies that have some real deep content, a lot of them movies win Oscars, but they don't show the clip of the horrible shit from the movie in the middle of the Oscars, do they? They clean it up, they censor it out, they just show a different clip of the movie. Everyone can watch. It's cool. Don't put that shit where it don't fucking belong. Let's get adult with it. Adult shit with adults. Family shit with family. That's my beef. Along with, y'all confirming the bullshit. Anyway, I think that's the end of my rant for the day. We'll make this one short and sweet. Thank you for listening. I'm going to try to do more in these as much as I can. I'm sure I have a lot more to say. I'm just going to start spouting these off when I feel like it. Maybe when things are relevant. Train your slut. Dom King. We back. Thank you for listening. Peace.